Imagine if your favorite team made you the general manager for the day. Welcome to my new series where we put ourselves in the shoes of a general manager. And today we're jumping into the New York Giants. Obviously, the New York Giants are a team near and dear to my heart. So today I am Schoen, the general manager of the New York Giants. John Mara just extended me and gave me a 3-year time horizon. This is my scenario, so I get to call the shots. The reason why, and this is the baseline to my reasoning for success, is you need security in the NFL. Too many GMs and head coaches, assholes, get so tight because they get fired after 2-3 years. They get fired after 1 year. They get fired mid-season if you're in Carolina. So if my job isn't on the line and I can actually build a team exactly how I want to build it, this is how I would do it. So I'm Schoen. I just got a 3-year extension. I'm coming to you, the fans, to tell you exactly what the plan is because I need you guys on board. The fans put pressure on ownership. Ownership has to respond by making moves with the coaches, the GMs, and the staff. So if we're all on the same page, we can all get to where we want to go. You guys can either agree or disagree. That's the beauty of this. But make sure you explain why in the caption below. This is proudly brought to us by Athlete Podcast Network. Let's get into it. First off, I'm Schoen. I'm sitting at my desk. I'm overlooking the field. I probably got to get rid of the Arizona Cardinals helmet back there and just have the New York Giants. Bear with me. But my first call is to the most important position on the field, the quarterback. Calling Daniel Jones. Daniel, you are my guy. Get ready for the season. You're healthy. You're coming off the ACL. You're going to be good to go in August. We paid you last year. We believe in you. This is your team, and this is your time to shine. Now, all the fans out there are going crazy. They say, what the hell, Justin? We want to draft a quarterback at number 6 overall in the draft. More to come on that in a minute. But if we really wanted those guys, we'd have to trade up. At 6, we're not getting one of the top 3 quarterbacks. So do we really want to give up all this draft capital to trade up for a quarterback? Is one of those guys going to change the trajectory of our career? Let's look at history and see who else is out there and see what some of these top quarterbacks have produced. I know what I'm getting from Daniel Jones. I know what he's bringing to the table. Let's improve the situation around him. We just paid him. Let's let him cook. This is his time. He has the pieces around him, and if it doesn't work out, there's obviously moves that can be made down the road. He's got a cap hit, all those different things from a business lens. He's the starting quarterback for the New York Giants. Thank you, Daniel. Click. Now, me as the GM, I believe in building through the defensive line. Crazy coming from an offensive lineman, but the Giants were built on D-line greats. Lawrence Taylor, Michael Strahan, Justin Tuck, Osi Umenyiora, JPP. The list goes on and on. The Giants were built on rushing the passer. Think about the Super Bowls. Think about 2007, 2011. The foundation has always been the defense. On this year's team, we got Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns. The list goes on and on. You look at the offensive line. We've always been an offensive line team that's been dominant. Not in the past few years, but look back to the years when we had David Deal, Richie Soybert, Sean O'Hara, David Boss, Kareem McKenzie, the great Chris Snee. The Giants already addressed the offensive line, so I don't need to get into it much more than that. We got John Runyon, Jermaine Illuminor. We have Andrew Thomas. We have John Michael Schmidt. We have Evan Neal. The best 5 are going to play. Maybe we bring back a glue guy who helped out a little bit last year. We'll see. We'll see. But now let's get into the draft this weekend, because that's going to require some restructuring, some trading, some negotiation, all of the above, if I'm Schoen and I'm the GM. It's Sunday night. It's draft week. We're about to kick this thing off right. I call my cornerstone left tackle secondly, Andrew Thomas. You've been unbelievable for us. You've been everything you want in a left tackle. You lead by example. You work hard. Can I give you some more money right now? It's a no-brainer. We get Andrew Thomas restructured. When I say give you more money, I mean we're going to take some of his P5 salary, his salary this season, and convert it to signing bonus, which allows us to lower his cap hit. If we restructure Andrew Thomas, we save $11 million and free up $11 million in cap space. You extend guys like Andrew Thomas because you know he's going to be here for the long haul. You know what type of player he is. No problem, Joe Schoen. Click. Second call, Bobby Okereke. I know you just got here last year, but you're already one of our leaders on this team. You're a captain. You're there day in and day out. You want to help our cap situation? Sure. I'll get you more cash, put it in your pocket right now. We take his P5 salary. We move it into signing bonus, prorated over the life of the deal. We save about $4.5 million. You're thinking a guy's only been here for a year? Bobby Okereke is a guy you want around the building for the rest of his career. The third call, Darren Waller. Obviously, Darren, we love you. We want to have you back. We want you in Giants Big Blue. That's why we traded for you. There's some rumors out there you may retire. Darren Waller says, no, I'll be at training camp next week. Conversation's over. Can't wait to see you. If for whatever reason he did want to retire, you have to respect all the work that he's done. You've been a legend in this game. You've overcome adversity. You've done it all. You checked every box. We appreciate your time. Conversation over. He made his decision. Now, if he did retire, you look at a cap hit. You're looking at, when you release someone and they get traded or release someone from their contract from retire, there's a $6.2 million cap savings this year. You could look at doing a post-June 1 cut, which would end up saving the Giants even more. But all in all, through those three moves, you would free up about $21 million this year. You guys can fact check me if I'm a little bit off. By all means, I know you're going to let me know below. I appreciate it. But let's move on to the big boy moves. Now we freed up some money. Now let's start making some moves. Fourth call. Hey, John Lynch, San Francisco 49ers. I heard you guys have an unhappy receiver or two. You guys want to send Brandon Ayuk our way? A young, ascending player in the prime of his career, one of the best route runners. He gets in there and blocks safeties in the run game. He's done everything for the 49ers. They have their own situations. We'll get to the Niners one day in the future. So this is the trade I'm going to propose to you, John Lynch. I am going to give you the 6th overall pick in the NFL draft. You're going to give me Brandon Ayuk, the 31st overall pick, and your 3rd round pick. Now, we use some draft capital, how to weight it. Eric Eager from Sumer Sports helped me out with that one. Shout out to you, Eric. That is the trade package. John Lynch, I'm not going to give this guy that contract. He's unhappy right now. He wants to move on. You know what, Joe? I'll send you Brandon Ayuk. Done deal. Hangs up the phone. Next calls to Brandon Ayuk. Say, hey, we're going to sign you to a 4-year, $110 million contract extension. $30 million signing bonus. Now, I got this contract based on what we gave Dexter Lawrence. I reverse engineered it. I didn't reverse engineer it. Jack Duffin, shout out to you, Browns cap expert. He reverse engineered this for the wide receiver market, which gives us a $7 million cap hit. I will put below the contract and how we broke it down, and you guys can check that out. But it's a $7 million cap hit. So we still have $14 million. We got a 31st pick. We got a third round pick, and we got Brandon Ayuk. Everyone wanted to take one of those top receivers at 6. Now you have a certified stud. You know exactly what you're getting. You have another weapon, and then at 31st, we can look at taking another player to help build around. Remember this, too, when it comes to quarterbacks. I know you all are getting upset right now. There has never been a quarterback besides Patrick Mahomes. Now, if you're telling me one of these guys is Patrick Mahomes, good luck. Good luck predicting who that guy is going to be. There's never been a quarterback to make over a certain percentage of the cap, 17%, and go out there and win a Super Bowl. All teams have the talent around the quarterback, and they go out there and win. So when it comes back to my philosophy, it's building through the D-line, the O-line, and premium positions and making that happen. So when I look at the pick 31, and you have, I'm going to throw some names out there, some guys I like. Now, they may be there, they may not be there, but I like Jerzon Newton, defensive tackle, Illinois. I think he's a great player, explosive 3 technique. Obviously, losing Leonard Williams, he'd be a great guy to fit in there. Troy Fatanu, offensive lineman from Washington. He's got position flexibility. I think he's a left tackle, left guard. Be a great guy if he lands there. Maybe the best pass rusher in the bunch, Laiatu Latu from UCLA. He had a neck injury. He may fall in the draft. I think he's a guy that if we could get him It starts to remind me of Jason Pierre-Paul, those teams where we put four defensive ends on the field and just got after the passer. Another one is Brandon Fisk, a defensive tackle, Florida State. Reminds me of Kyle Williams. I think he'd be a great addition to the New York Giants. And last but not least, to satisfy all my quarterback folks out there, I love Michael Penix Jr. He's a winner. He's accurate. He's taken the program like Washington to a national championship. He's a guy that I think comes in with that pedigree. He could come in and sit behind Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones is our guy. And maybe down the road, we could look at making moves there. But I think if you make these moves starting this week, make a splash in the NFC East, the Giants are well on their way to winning the NFC East and then getting to Super Bowls, getting us back to exactly where we want to be. So what would you do if you became the GM of the New York Giants today? What moves would you make? Where did I go wrong? What would you do differently and why? I look forward to hearing from you. And what team should we do next?